Hello class. This is a quick tutorial to show you some of the basic fundamentals of ArcGIS. You looked at ArcGIS in a previous lab. You looked at some cloud-based data. Today we're going to look at some data that's actually on the machine. And I'm going to give you some refreshers from that previous session. And we're going to go into this tutorial in a little bit more on how just exactly to open up a document. I'm going to show you a few other quick tips and tricks within ArcGIS. So to open up ArcGIS, remember you go into the All Programs and you go into Departmental. You open up Departmental, you go into Geography, ArcGIS Desktop 10, and you're going to open up ArcMap 10. And ArcMap is a pretty big software package, so it takes quite a bit of time to open. And we go in here and we see a bunch of different maps that are recent. Now I recently had opened up World Earthquakes, but I'm going to show you how to open that without taking the shortcut. So I'm just going to hit cancel there. I'm going to go over to this open icon. I'm going to use this open icon, and I am already navigated to that folder, but in this case it's within the 361 GIS, Geohazards 9, Earthquake Geology, and World Earthquakes. I'm going to open that up. And there we have it. That opens up. Now I'm just going to, before I end this tutorial, and I'll have a few more on how to do other things, I'm just going to show you a few fundamentals. One of them is zooming in and zooming out. Remember, you use your zoom key. You can draw a box around what you want to zoom in on. Another one that we didn't cover last time, but bookmarks. You can establish bookmarks or you can utilize them. In the case of this project, there's already a few. So I can zoom in on Southeast Asia. I can zoom in on the Mediterranean. And that's just a way of zooming into areas without having to move around too much. Another one is turning on layers and turning them off. So if I want to turn off earthquakes, I just check that box and I can turn them on or off. Cities, same thing. Plates, turn them on, turn them off. Even countries I can turn off. Kind of get an idea of the outline of the countries. Another tool you can use is the query tool. And the query tool is where you can go to selection and you can select by attributes. We'll take a look at that tool later on. The reason why what you're looking at here is a GIS and not just a web-based map is because a GIS, remember, is a geographic information system. So there's information behind all of these map layers you're looking at. Right now we're going to tweak a little bit of the information on here so I can demonstrate that to you. Now, you already were asked to look at the attribute table. Let's take a look at that attribute table again. We'll go on earthquakes, open up the attribute table. When we look at that, we can see that for every single point on there, you have information attached to it. You have the magnitude of it, the depth of the earthquake, the year that it occurred, the month, and the day. We can take that information and we can symbolize the data according to that information. Let's go ahead and close that table. And in the same area, if we were to right click on earthquakes and go into properties, we can change the symbology of the earthquake. And so in your assignment, you're asked to do this based on quantities. And you can base it on quantities by graduated colors, symbols, proportional symbols. Let's do graduated symbols. And we're going to use our field of magnitude. And now what we have is we have a variety of symbols. We can change the number of classes. There's all different stuff we can do. We can change the color. Let's go ahead and hit apply. And now our earthquakes vary according to the size of the earthquake. In your assignment, you're asked to do a little bit more tweaking with that. I'm not going to do that right now, but what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you how you might want to change the colors. So if I want to have all of these stand out, I can just click on there and change just that one's color to show up as red. Really, when you have that information attached to a layer like this, there's a lot you can work with. We're only scratching the surface right now, but you can see now that this goes beyond a map with just some dots on it. There's information attached to those dots.